Hey there, how's it going? My name is Dave and you're watching High City RC. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is one of my semi-regular RC garage update videos. It's basically a vlog. It's me waffling to the camera for about 10-15 minutes about what I've been up to in the hobby. I don't think it would be very interesting for the vast majority of people, but if you are interested, stick around and stay tuned. Well, anyway, let's get straight into it. As you can see on the bench, we've got a couple of iconic buggies from Tamiya from the 1980s. On the left is they're both re-releases. On the left, we've got the Tamiya Nova Fox. I honestly don't know why they decided to rename it Nova Fox. There was nothing wrong with the Fox, and perhaps it was a rights issue or something like that. If you do know, let me know in the comments below. Similarly, on the right-hand side, we've got re-release. Instead of being called the Super Shot, it's now the Super Hotshot. Again, I have no idea why they renamed it, but they did. So why are these two on the bench? Well, before I get to that, lately I've begun to realize, maybe it's just where I am and what's going on in my local area, but I really do feel like we are right in the midst of a second golden era of RC. I mean, there is just so much RC going on at the moment, even just in off-road buggies, electric off-road buggies. Where I am, pretty much every single weekend for the next 5 weeks there is some kind of event going off, and in fact some weekends there's like multiple events going off and you've got to try and choose which one you want to prioritize. Just off the top of my head, next week, 2-day off-road event at my local dirt track. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be running these. Later on we've got a grasshopper race, rear-wheel drive cup race. This month also sees Yokomo's off-road festival at Tsukuba. Then right at the end of the month, Tamiya and Blockhead Motors have got their outdoor festival. I went last year, had a fantastic time, and plan to go again this year. So there's just so much going off. This weekend, in fact, I would have really liked to go, but I've got to work. There's the GFCC West going on, and there was something else going on as well. Recently we had the Hobbywing Cup as well, so it just seems like we are right in the midst of a second golden age of RC, so exciting times. Anyway, back to racing. So this coming weekend, over 2 days, Konosa Fumoto, my local outdoor dirt track, there is a Tamiya Pine Beach Team Chongnage Daniel RC event going on. Now I've got to work on a Sunday, but on the Saturday I'm going along to the Tamiya Vintage Racing. So there's basically 4 classes in total. There's a 2-wheel drive vintage class and a 4-wheel drive vintage class open to Tamiya machines released in the 1980s. Then there's a DT class open to the DT01, DT02, DT03 and DT04. And then finally there's a DT04 only Fighter Next Gen class. So yeah, I plan to run in the 2-wheel drive class and the 4-wheel drive. So for the 2-wheel drive, they give you a list of eligible chassis, and that included, well, it actually included some stuff from the late 70s. So Sand Scorchers, Buggy Champs, Fighting Buggies, Fox, all of the Grasshoppers, the Hornets, Astute, Madcap, Falcon, Striker, Sonic Fighter, etc., etc. And then for the 4-wheel drive class, obviously Hotshot 1, Hotshot 2, Super Shot, Super Hotshot, all of the Thundershot chassis, the Terra Scorcher, the VQS, Vanquish, Egress, Avante, etc. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I've got quite a few of the buggies that I've just listed there. But ultimately, I've decided for the 2-wheel drive, I'm going to run my Fox. And for the 4-wheel drive, I'm going to run the Super Hotshot. Now, arguably, this is nowhere near as competitive performance-wise as my Egress or my VQS, or even indeed the Terra Scorcher or Thundershot or anything like that. But I just love the way this thing looks. Absolutely iconic design. Yeah, it's got the turning circle of a barge. It's relatively heavy. The gearbox sounds very noisy. It's, there's not much in the way of adjustability. The shocks are too stiff. This, by the way, is pretty much box stock. In fact, I haven't done anything to it. It's completely box stock, and I'm planning to run it exactly like that. So, you know, I'm just basically, it's not really a serious race. It's more just for fun. There's no transponders or anything like that. It's Chonmaga deathmatch style rules in martialless racing. It's just for fun. So I really want, you know, I've been looking for an opportunity to run this, and it's not really suited to carpet use. It is kind of better on dirt, so I'm planning to run the Super Hotshot. And then for the two-wheel drive, I was debating possibly running a Grasshopper, but I haven't run this for the longest time, so I painted up a second body to match the color schemes, and I plan to run this. Again, this is completely stock. It's had nothing done to it. It's featured in a couple of my old videos from like 2 or 3 years ago, so if you're interested, I'll put links in the description below. But yeah, I mean, it handles pretty good as Tamiya's go from this era. The main issue with this obviously is the sealed electronics box, which is a bit of a nightmare to get into if you need to change anything, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't have any electrical gremlins to deal with or anything like that. But yeah, you know, these races aren't really serious, and I'm not really in it to win it. I'm just in it to have a good time and enjoy running the cars. And I was looking at these and thinking, you know, they've not been run properly. I mean, I've done a few running videos and run them occasionally at the park, but I thought it would be cool to actually race them on a dirt track and see how well they can do or how badly they will do. But yeah, so that's super exciting. And then later on this month, we got round 3 of the Rear Wheel Drive Cup. I do plan on going to that. Then I'm also going to the Yokomo Off-Road Festival, which is, I think, 3rd or 4th week in November. I'll be entering into both vintage classes for that race, so the 86 class and the 91 class. For the 86 class, I'm going to be running my Optima. For the 91 class, I'm a bit on the fence. I'm tempted to go with the JJ, same as what I did run last year, but I may run the Top Force. I'm not sure. I've got to pull the brush setup out of it and put brush setup in order to meet regulations, so I'm not really sure what I'll do for the 91 class. And then, like I said, at the very end of the month, there is the Tamiya Blockhead Outdoor Festival over near Fuji. I went there last year, video link in the description below. Had a fantastic time, and the Tamiya and Blockhead have been doing these all over Japan, and they're proving to be massively popular. So this year they are adding a lot to the itinerary for the day. So they are planning to do a vintage race, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So I plan to run these again in the Tamiya Blockhead Outdoor Festival. Plus, they're going to do a Hotshot 40th anniversary parade, I think, and a concourse competition and a few other bits and pieces. And of course, they're going to do the RC walk again. So I plan to go to that. Hopefully the weather will hold out and shoot some footage, so stay tuned for that. But that's pretty much it for this RC garage update. I haven't really had a lot of free time. October for me is a crazy busy month. In fact, I just got essentially just one day off, and that was to go to the Kyosho Vintage Meet. Again, I've just put a video on that, link below. Kyosho Vintage Meet, absolutely love it. It's just so laid back. You just go, you just spend the entire day eating good food, chatting with interesting people, and just hanging out and just completely immersing yourself in RC. And there's just so many vintage machines there. You never know what you're going to see. You never know what's going to be brought. It's just a fantastic day all around. And of course, you get to meet, you know, the legend Kogawa-san, the man behind the legendary series. Overall, absolutely fantastic event. If you are in Japan and you're able to go along, highly recommend it. Well, that's enough waffle for me. I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Kai City RC.